And so the final segment in this is helping others. So it's a very powerful tool in order to help you reconnect with your own higher power, to feel spiritually connected again. And where I really learned this from was in 12-step programs. One of the things is you're taught to help others, to give away what you have in your heart, your knowledge, your support. It's like providing people wisdom, even if you only have a little bit, even if you feel like you don't have much to offer, it's like just your presence and your kindness sometimes helps people so enormously that you don't even realize. Sometimes you can be somewhere and not even say anything, but just be present and be willing, and that's enormous. So helping others. So I also want to mention, there are a lot of prevailing psychological theories, and people talk about, well, you can't love someone else until you love yourself. You can't help others until you've helped yourself, until you're perfect. Well, there couldn't be anything further from the truth, let me tell you. See, all these myths that we end up getting taught that really they don't work. It's not what really helps. It doesn't matter if you're in the worst depression, because I know I've certainly had this. When you are feeling crappy about yourself, you go and help somebody, and then somehow you magically, it's not magically, it's neuroscience. I mean, this is actually, you can look up the studies on this. You feel better. It's that altruism, because we are biologically created to be altruistic. We are biologically created to connect with others. It's fascinating. It's like this is our biology. In order to sustain ourselves as a group, as a species, we need to do this. So when you help someone else, even if you're in the biggest funk, let's say you're in a really big funk, a friend of yours calls and says, oh, could you please help me, need some help cleaning out the garage. And your initial feeling might be, no, I don't want to clean a garage today. This sounds terrible. I've certainly been in those states. And then you actually go, you show up, and you're like, ah. But then you help, and you feel amazing for helping, because you feel like you did something good. So that's where you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be in an elated state of mind. And this, oh God, yes, this stuff about, you're going to give people your negative energy. No, you're showing up with love. You're showing up with a desire to help. So don't worry about infecting someone with your negativity. I mean, if you're not, clearly you're not going to go somewhere and just complain the whole time. That's, of course, that would not be kind. But if someone asks you what's going on, of course, you're going to talk about it. But, it's like, be kind in your interactions, and it's just be present and focus on being helpful, because that will also help you get out of any negative looping thinking when you're in a negative state of mind. And I'm sure everyone knows what I'm talking about when there's, sometimes you get really triggered on things. It's like a little PTSD where you'll start thinking about the same thing over and over again because you're trying to solve the problem in your head. And the problem with that problem is that the more you do that, the less you have access to your creative sources and your own ability to create an insight. So the thing to do is you have to release that pattern of thinking by doing something completely different. And then when you come back to your problem, you find you magically have the solution. Again, it's not magic, it's neuroscience. It seems very magical. Used to seem magical, but now we have all these studies to back this up and prove it. So wonderful. Yeah. So I think that is, there's so much more to share about powerful practices to ignite your spiritual growth, but simply helping others in a simple way is the last piece I want to leave you with for this segment of this class that goes along with my book. You can help others in other ways, things that really work for you that are, let's say, easy and fast, and don't try to go creating a nonprofit. This is not what this is talking about. Of course, that's going to help you and you're going to feel amazing in the world. And that could be a long-term goal to help you with your spiritual practice and your spiritual connection. But if you're feeling in a funk and you need to get out of it, or if you want to just elevate where you're at currently with your spiritual state of being, it's like do something to help other people around you. That's a little different than what you normally do. So anyway, lots of love. Thank you so much for listening to all of these insights. And I sincerely hope that you're able to put these into practice and find that you feel spiritually elevated, connected, and feel whole. Okay, lots of love.